Alright, this is my podcast of climate change, the point of no return. Bear with me here, I'm not very good at these things. Okay. So, point of no return, climate change. Point of no return, or the tipping point, is a serious matter. However, some of us argue if it is already past or if it is even real. Maybe you don't know what it is exactly. I want to refresh of it. You probably know what the point of no return is because it's pretty self-explanatory, but the tipping point you may not know. Anyways, the tipping point, or the point of no return, is the point where the increasing emissions and the climate and reach a certain point where their effects cause irreversible damages and changes to our planet. Like I said, some of us are wondering if we have already passed this point with all of the damages that has already occurred, such as, well, I had an irreversible damage of gases in our atmosphere in here, but I just realized that these can be resolved. At least at this point, but it will take just a very long time. So there's other things that cannot ever be fixed, and that is icebergs, glaciers, the permafrost. That's a huge one, losing the permafrost, and these are all just things that are melting, and I can never see them being replaced. There's other things that I'm unsure of that could be not replaced, well, remade, and that is like ocean currents and jet streams. Apologies about my voice, I'm a little sick, so it's a little coarse. So I'm missing. So this point of no return is hard to pinpoint. Some experts are saying that 2030 is supposed to be the point of no return. You've probably heard that a lot, but this is being a little generous, and again, it is extremely hard to pinpoint because as global warming proceeds, it speeds up. Like it accelerates as it goes on. The more it accelerates as it goes on, so it's hard to pinpoint, especially since this has never occurred before. But they're saying 2030, which is only a decade away. It's just not long. So there's going to be a lot of people, a lot of generations suffering from our recklessness. So what's already happened? Carbon stores are the greatest in frozen and cold places, like the Arctic, because it's a place of low plant activity and a place where it's been untouched and frozen for forever, millions of years. So, well, since the Ice Age. So, as global warming proceeds, it melts the glaciers and the permafrost, releasing carbon and methane gases into the atmosphere, which is just making it worse. And also, as it is warming up, it is causing more and more plant activity, which again, the roots just dig into the soil and they release, the irrigation just releases more and more carbon and methane gases into the atmosphere. So that's another thing. as well as the more as jet streams change, more and more abrupt weather changes can lead to severe storms, which can cause erosion, which leads to more emissions being released from our soils. So I have a quote here from NASA. It's global climate change. Here it goes. Carbon in Alaska's North Slope tundra ecosystems spends about 3% less time locked in frozen soil than it did 40 years ago. So it's just being released much faster. Another quote, same place, same article. During Arctic summer, warmer temperatures thaw the uppermost layers of the permafrost, allowing microorbs to break down the previously frozen organic matter. This process releases carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. This is by Smith in 2018. From the article, Arctic carbon cycle is speeding up, and I will give the sites and sources at the end of the video. So, we are going to lose roughly 55 trillion kilograms of carbon and methane, or carbon soil, by the year 2050 from plant activity. This will add over 17% from what just us humans have emitted. This is from the Netherlands Institute of Ecology and Yale University. Okay, so now I have some effects. Bear with me as I adjust my notes. So the CO2 levels are passing or over 410 parts per million, and which hasn't been this high in over millions of years, so I just thought I'd throw that out there. So, anyways, the oceans. So we're talking about effects. So the effects this has. I'm just doing a few things that I found interesting. So we have buildings. I wondered how climate change could affect buildings. So here we go.